Greetings, this is Mr. Rappaport here to take you through chapter 4.1 of our AMSCO book. So let's get down to it. Alrighty then. So, first things first, please write down in big, bold letters, Unit 4, Transoceanic Interconnections from circa 1450 to circa 1750, because that's the title of the unit. And leave a few lines of space for your Unit 4 summary below that. Next. All right. Chapter 4.1 is called Technological Innovations. Here's a summary of that chapter. Improvements in technology, coupled with new motivations, both religious and economic, pushed Europeans to explore from the 1400s through the 1700s. That sentence could use a period, but we're moving on. All right, here's vocabulary for chapter 4.1. Cartography, map making. Primogeniture laws, laws that gave all the person's land to his eldest son. So if you are an old guy and you own a big estate and you die, all your land goes to your first son, and all your other kids are like, what do we do now? Twiddling thumbs, maybe we'll go explore the world. All right, there's the Omani-European rivalry. Competition between the Portuguese and the Kingdom of Oman, both early maritime explorers. We're going to go briefly to the map. If you look over here, Oman is right there, and you can see they're very close to India, and they're close to Iran and close to Pakistan. So they were very active in this Indian Ocean trade all through here. Of course, the Portuguese coming from Europe were kind of seen as interlopers in this area. Back to the notes. And can we get a full screen? All right, next things next. Maritime empires, empires based on sea travel. There we have it. All right, astronomical chart, map of the stars and galaxies. And that's it for the vocabulary for this very short chapter 4.1. All right, so the first subtopic is called Developments of Transoceanic Travel and Trade. Europe had long been connected with Asia through the Indian Ocean trade. So it's not as though Europe is isolated, but they're having to get their products through other people, like Italian merchants or Ottoman merchants. They're not really linked directly. They've got to sort of wait for the Silk Road or wait for other traders to bring things to them. They had trouble because they were competing with other traders from the Middle East who are much closer to Asia, or much closer to East Asia. Especially Oman, as we mentioned in that Omani-Portuguese rivalry. So they're trying to figure out a new way to get to India. Like, could they actually get to India on their own and cut out the Omanis and cut out all the middlemen and just be able to get things themselves? It's a nice idea. So Christopher Columbus in 1492, he's an Italian explorer, as you probably know. He gets money from the King and Queen of Spain to go look for a route to India. So he sails west, and he goes, and he goes, and he goes, and he goes. And instead of reaching India, he runs into the Americas. And he's lucky he did, because otherwise they would have run out of food and water and died, because they had no idea how big the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans were. So Columbus inaugurates that, and then Spain and Portugal and Britain and France and Holland all become these maritime empires, which basically means that they're not conquering land around their own country. They're going around the world and conquering little bits of territory to make little trading posts, and so their empire is based on sea travel as opposed to conquering all the land around them. Next subtopic in 4.1 is classical Islamic and Asian technology. The chapter starts off talking about how the Portuguese and the Islamic world and the Asian world got technology from the classical Greek and Roman cultures. But we're going to hop over that and get into the subtopic summary. Various ideas and technologies helped drive exploration, and now we'll get into some of these specifics. So, one thing that helped is that Isaac Newton's discoveries in physics helped people understand the flow of the tides better. And the astronomical charts, which have been around since classical times and were improved by the Islamic world and then by the Chinese, those charts all continue to improve. And so people are better able to navigate around the world. Also, the equipment continues to improve. There's the astrolabe, where you can figure out how far you are from the equator. The magnetic compass, of course, is incredibly important. and the lateen, the triangle sail, so you can sail into the wind, or you can tack back and forth and not just go the way the wind is blowing. So long-term results of all this are there are major increases in global trade, and European naval and military technology continues to get better.